Good evening, agents. Sen here, and today's video is going to be a review video of the exotic armor piece Acosta'S Go Bag, and why I believe that this armor piece is literal trash, and you should completely avoid it and break it down for exotic components to forge other things. The perk, or talents, of this bag it's a twofer. One in hand, damaging an enemy with a grenade grants +1 skill tier for 15 seconds, grants Overcharge if already at skill tier 6. Now, what does Overcharge mean? When you look at your weapon, they have tiers. When you go all the way to the bottom, tier 6 is typically the furthest that you can go if you are running a full skill build. What this does, it allows you to go into the Overcharge state, which gives you an extra damage boost, more blast radius, and skill haste. These perks will change depending on the skill that you're using, giving you the most powerful variant of that said skill. The second talent is 2 in the bag, +1 armor kit capacity, +3 grenade capacity, +25% ammo capacity, +10% repair skills, and +10% status effects. Now, I do not like this exotic at all, and it has everything to do with the very first perk. Damaging an enemy with a grenade grants +1 skill tier for 15 seconds. What does that mean? If we were to look at our explosive sticky bomb, if you look at damage, the damage of the explosive sticky bomb is 3 million. Which means when you fire your explosive sticky bomb and hit a target, and it detonates, you will do 3 million damage. The damage will not alternate in any way, shape, or form. They're extremely straightforward when it comes to damage numbers on your skills. Now, when you throw a grenade and it goes into the overcharge state, it goes up to 3.4 million because it gives you an extra 20% damage for being overcharged. Of course, you get the extra blast radius and skill haste, but if you pay attention, my cooldown didn't reduce. It's still a 20-second cooldown before I can fire off another explosive sticky bomb. My problem is, this is an exotic, and it requires setup. It requires me to throw a grenade and hit a target. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention when you've been running things, but ever since Title Update 8 and we've transitioned into Warlords of New York, the enemies are freaking gymnasts. They jump, they dodge, they backflip, they shunpo, they teleport. They literally roll out of the way of anything you throw in their vicinity. As soon as they see it on the ground, they have enough time to barrel roll out of there and completely avoid damage in every way, shape, or form. Why you would make that the setup for an exotic bag that takes up a slot that also provides you other talents that you could be running that are so much more better is baffling. It would make more sense to me if the perk for this bag required you to damage an enemy with a skill and then it overcharged your next skill. That way there would have been a lot more synergy between this bag and also running hardwired, because you would basically be throwing out an ability, damaging an enemy, hitting an enemy with a stronger ability, resetting your first ability, allowing you to throw that ability again to damage the enemy, and then have that extra charge ready for when that second ability comes off cooldown. Instead, you're required to hit an enemy that's already a trained gymnast wearing 400 pounds of armor with a grenade that they're probably going to dodge, outside of if you catch them off guard and you throw that grenade first, to get a 20% boost to damage for your weapon. My major issue with this is, with a simple high end, where are you, my beautiful force multiplier. This is a named high end. The talent is perfect combined arms. Shooting an enemy increases total skill damage by 30% for 3 seconds. Now, if I equip this, I shoot an enemy, and I fire it, I do 4 million damage. 4 million damage compared to the 3.4 that I'd be doing if I had an exotic equipped. It's insane. Like, I don't understand. I don't know why this bag is a thing. Like, there are so many other things that they could have done. Like, in my opinion, they could have probably just completely removed the very first perk and made the secondary perk better, 2 in the bag, where you just get more of everything. Like, I would have rather ran around with that than to run around with 1 in the hand, because one of the detriments of this is... I need to reset this. As long as I am shooting, because once again, I still have this bag equipped, Force Multiplier. As long as I'm shooting, if you look at the bottom of the screen where the buffs are, that buff will constantly refresh. It will never go on cooldown. I fire, it sticks, I detonate, 4 million damage. Right? Now, if we go to Acosta'S Go Bag, if I throw a grenade, the grenade goes off, bottom of the screen, I just got the buff. Now, the buff lasts for 15 seconds. Wait for it to go away. It goes on cooldown. And it doesn't go on cooldown for 15 seconds. It goes on cooldown for 30 seconds. Why would I run this backpack when I have other backpacks and talents that don't go on cooldown for this long, that give me more damage? Like, this backpack is worthless. It's absolutely worthless. I know some people were hyped to get this because everyone was like, oh, it grants overcharge, yada, yada, yada. I'd much prefer if, instead of just granting 1 tier, skill tier, it just naturally, as a core attribute, had +2. That way you could always be in the overcharge state. That way you could create these really good builds that you could work around, so that most skill builds don't feel weird or inadequate or trash. You would always have it overcharged to, you know, do the extra damage. But it's just, it's bad design, man. Like, this is definitely one of the, it's a horrible exotic. Like, just look at it. Like, there it goes, 15 seconds for 20% buff, and then boom, 30-second cooldown. Because if you throw another grenade, nothing. And I can completely take this off and throw on this and have 100% uptime for a 30-second buff. That will have me do 600,000 more damage than an exotic backpack. So, yeah, if you're wondering where you get this, if you still want Acosta'S Go Bag, it drops out of the loot crates, belonging to the factions. I got mine from the Tombs mission, the Riker loot crate, and then I also picked up another one from the Outcast one at the DCD headquarters. So if you want to go after this, you're more than free to, but I don't see a point. Like, it'll just be something that you get that you can't put on your wall to see that you have, and you may as well just break it down for the exotic components so you can make other exotics. But yeah, that's the review. Acosta'S Go Bag. It is trash tier. It is definitely trash tier. You're gonna get it, and you're gonna forget you have it, and then you're never gonna use it. So I'll catch you in another video. Peace.